Mo Vaughn tackles this Doug Strange grounder. Darwin there, like every good pitcher's supposed to. Boston had opportunities. Runners at first and third. This play never works, doesn't it? Roger Pavlik says yes, it does on Mike Greenwell. Picks him off. In the fourth, Darwin against Rafael Palmeiro. Gone. 32nd on the year. 87 RBIs. The Rangers pick up the victory, winning it by the final of 4-3. The Red Sox have lost 10 of their last 12. They've dropped 5 in a row. Over that 5-game losing streak, they've had 55 hits in that span. To the yards for the Halos and the O's. And Camden Yards wishing a happy 33rd to Cal, and Chuck Finley wishing he had this pitch back. The bullet back through the box, bringing in Brady Anderson. 1-0 Orioles after 1. Jamie Moyer would make that run stand up, facing Chad Curtis here in the fourth and getting the whiff. Shut out the Angels through 8, still 1-0. Alan Mills came on in the ninth. 2-men aboard. Eduardo Perez grounds into the game-ending double dip. 1-0 Orioles, the final. Moyer improving to 9-6. He K'd 7 on the evening. He's allowed only 1 run in his last 17 innings of work.
Over 5 in Chicago, and Ron Karkovice in the bottom of the second with his 16th home run of the year and the 16th home run allowed by Abbott this season. In the fifth, tied at 2. Wilson Alvarez helping himself with good defense. The bare hand flip out of Pat Kelly's bunt. Bottom of the fifth, 2-on. Abbott gets Ellis Burks, who was 0 for 3 with 2 Ks against Abbott. But in the seventh, after Cora reached, Buck Showalter took out Abbott for Bobby Munoz. He walks Frank Thomas. Then Ellis Burks delivers with 2 on, doubling to the wall. Cora comes home. Thomas comes home. The Sox take a 4-2 lead, and Buck's maneuver backfires this time. Wilson Alvarez working into the 8th, allowing just 2 runs, walking just 2. Control, remember, is what he worked on when they sent him down to AAA. Bernie Williams' hitting streak ended. He went 0 for 4, striking out 3 times. Frank Thomas went 2 for 2. So tonight, and Julian Taveras gives up the home run ball here. A 2-run shot to 4 homers in the last 5 at-bats for Joe Carter. An 8-5 lead for Toronto in the 6th. Pat Borders, one of his 3 hits. Here's a good view at Darnell Coles headed home. Albert Bell's throw high, but Sandy Alomar gets the tag. Indian outfielders lead the American League with 42 assists. Still 8-5 in the 8th. Reggie Jefferson lines toward the outfield, but Joe Carter goes up and makes the catch, and the Jays grab one against the Troublesome Tribe. Final there, 8-6. Dwayne Ward giving up a run of the night, but a club record 35th save. Olerud went 1 for 4. Sandy Alomar going 4 for 4. The Jays do expect Jack Morris to miss his next start because of the injury on Monday night. In Kansas City, the Twins and the Royals. Royals trying to stay with the White Sox. Brian McRae the previous night had the beard. Tuesday night, he shaved it. Clean shaven and all. A close shave here. Shane Mack can't make the grab on McRae's liner. It ends up as a triple. Couple of runs come home. 3 runs batted in for McRae. The Royals, with a 5-2 lead, go on to win it 5-3. Brian McRae going 3 for 4. Cohn worked into the 8th for the win. The Royals had scored just 15 runs in Cohn's previous 11 losses. Montgomery equaling his career best with consistently during the series, and when they did pitch to him, he homered, and then the little gesture thing towards Sparky Anderson. So this time, what would happen when John Doherty faced him in his first at-bat? Well, the first pitch, a message, and then the second pitch, another message, and on a 3-0 count,
would you pitch to Griffey? No.
Doherty, well, another message. Junior went 0 for 3, and Doherty was not warned in the game. Tied at 1 in the 7th, Mickey Tettleton 0 for 19 against Eric Hansen until they hit it up, out, and gone. His 29th homer, the Tigers led and went on to win. Doherty giving the Tigers back-to-back complete game victories for the first time in 5 years. The Mariners were trying to reach 500 for the 22nd time this season. They've yet to get over that. Brewers and the A's playing game 1. Getting down and dirty at Milwaukee County Stadium. Dave Nilsson's line drive, and Mike Bordick goes to get it. Tied at 1, and then in the 7th, 2-1 A's. Kevin Seitzer, who used to play for the A's, robs Scott Heyman. And then in the bottom of the 7th, with a game tied at 2, the sweet swing of Seitzer off Edwin Nunez for a 3-run homer and a 5-2 Brewer lead, and they go on to take it. Seitzer's homer, his 3rd in 16 games with Milwaukee. He had 4 with Oakland in 73 games before they released him. Darrell Hamilton had 4 hits and drove in 2. We'll have a look at game 2. Is between the 9th and 10th, Dennis Eckersley thought he was being squeezed by Dale Scott, and Scott throws Eckersley out of the game. Tony La Russa comes out and argued for quite some time, and then Phil Garner came out. And then everybody came out.
Here comes Troy Neal, and he went in and he knocked
Troy Neal goes after Dickie Thon. Watch the lower left. Tommy Reynolds connecting with Brewers coach Tim Foley. The big hit as Edwin Nunez takes a punch at B.J. Surhoff. And then Mark McGuire has to be restrained. A 25-minute delay, and the end result, a bloody face for B.J. They went extra innings. Ricky Bonas, the winner in Game 1, ended up having to play right field. Scott Heeman caught every inning in both games, and the Brewers win in 13 as Dave...
Empty. Gone. 31 on the year. 85 RBIs. Braves up 1-0. The wind swirling at the stick, wreaking havoc. Not only for the pitchers, but also for the fielders. Mark Carrion, not even close. Same inning, Matt Williams, Matador. Lets Damon Berryhill's grounder slide through. Pendleton scores. Will Clark had troubles with a Pendleton pop-up, but went all out to try to haul it in. He was okay. Fred McGriff at first in the 6th. Pendleton goes the other way. 9th home run. The Braves led it 4-0. The Giants would try to come back in the 7th. Willie McGee at first. Robbie Thompson. Robbie Thompson is on fire. This one leaves the yard in a hurry. 5th straight game with a home run. 16 on the year. Braves leading 5-3. In the 8th, still 5-3. David Justice. Gone. 30 on the year. This one off Dave Righetti, and the Braves took a 6-3 lead. It was 6-4 in the 9th. 2 outs, Willie McGee at second, and guess who's at the plate? Bobby Cox wondering, would Thompson strike again? Greg McMichael in relief. He's been tremendous since the All-Star break. He gets the whiff. Braves win it by the final of 6-4. A game that had a little bit of everything. The final 6-4 as they come up with 11 hits, 3 San Francisco errors. Glavine quietly moving along, now 15-5. Atlanta placed Deion Sanders on the 15-day DL. She wears red underwear, but only on the days when Allen pitches. Allen pitching Tuesday night in San Diego, which meant plenty of trips to the bathroom and red underwear. Well, Allen didn't have it. Tim Tuffle, 2-run homer. Phil Clark bringing in a pair. Brad Ausmus, 5-0. The Cardinals brought in Todd Burns. He didn't help. Tuffle brings in Ausmus. Tony Gwynn brings in the pitcher, Andy Ashby and Ricky Gutierrez, 8-0. Derek Bell brings in Tuffle. Clark, Plantier. It's 13-0 in the first inning. San Diego, they had the extra point blocked. Cardinals held them to 13 in the first quarter, and Joe Torre could only pray for the nightmare to end, and it did. Boy, they only scored 4 runs after that. 17-4 the final, 13 runs in the first, breaking the old club record of 9 in one inning, just 4 shy of the Major League record set by Boston. The final 2 games of the evening were extended thanks to a couple of bench-clearing altercations, one in Milwaukee, the other taking place in the normally tranquil setting of Dodger Stadium, which is where we take you. And Kevin Gross in the 3rd inning facing Kevin Young.
It's lower than that. Oh,
a purpose pitch hits him in the base of the neck. Next half inning, Kevin Gross gets his turn at the plate. And Bob Walk doing what pitchers are supposed to do to protect their own. And Walk is ejected after beaning Gross. Jim Leland's not happy. He comes out to argue and promptly gets tossed. Leland has words with Kevin Gross. Gross would later say, maybe it's frustration, maybe he hates me. I wasn't trying to throw at anybody. Leland being restrained in this one. That was as ugly as it would get in this one. Andy Van Slyke, who's been on the disabled list for most of the year coming out, trying to pull Leland back in. 13-4 the final in this one. Karros a couple of home runs. Piazza is 25th. Andy Tomberlin, former Braves farmhand, his first giant leap for the Philly Fanatic. Danny Jackson, great game, great defense. The comebacker and the Jimmy Connors look-alike gets his man, Danny Schaefer. Jackson got some great defense from John Kruk, the nimble John Kruk, robbing Vinny Castilla. Hot-hitting shortstop, Kevin Stocker, still hot and hitting. Pete Incaviglia scores. Phillies up 1-0. They went on to win it 4-2. They beat the Rocks, and then they tear up their press box. Charlie Jones trying to take on the Fanatic there and losing out. Danny Jackson allowed 4 hits and 8 innings of work. All 5 Phillies starters have double figures in victories. The first time a Phillies team has done that.
Walt Weiss dozing here, and then Jack Armstrong Orestes, Destrade, and Armstrong again 10 strikeouts in 7 innings for Swindell before they sounded the alarm. Matt Turner in the 9th. Craig Biggio, get out of here. 16th home run of the year. Little Gensano will do that for you. The Astros wake up and win it 4-0. Drabek losing his 14th, tying him for Dwight Gooden for most losses by a National League starter. In Montreal, Randy Myers ties Bruce Sutter's club record with his 37th save. Mark Grace had 3 hits as the Cubs win. And at Shea, Bobby Bonilla, his 28th homer of the year. Eddie Murray had a couple of hits. Frank Tanana giving up just 3 hits in 7 innings. He struck out 5 but was not involved in the